Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Holly's Garage. Today I got a pretty cool surprise for, well, I kind of surprised myself, but I got a new truck that I bought, and it's another typical buy for me. It's a project, but I'll show you what I got. It's the newest thing I've ever owned, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I guess we'll get into it. We'll give you a brief run through of it when I go show you, and see what you guys think. I think it was a pretty solid buy, and I'm hoping it doesn't take too much to get it right. But you know how that goes. There's always something kind of snowballs. But I think this one's a pretty solid setup. So let's go check it out, and hope you guys like what you see. All right, here goes nothing. There she is. It's a 2018 2500 HD with a Duramax in it. It's a L5P. It's wrecked from Copart. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's solid overall. It's got, someone painted the bumper. It's got bends and stuff in the bumper right here. I had this thing shipped from Miami, and while I was looking at this thing, I thought it'd be kind of easy to just lift up the back. The back axle is ripped out, so I unloaded it from the truck with my skid steer, or the trailer with my skid steer, and little did I know that the front tie rod is bent like a 90-degree angle. So it made it a little tougher to get it back than I had anticipated. But everything else looks good under there from what I can see. The boot on the CV shafts they're both wrapped up and screwed up. So I'm gonna look. I might end up just getting boots for it if I can. The steering arm and everything is straight as far as I can tell. So honestly, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. So I bought a tie rod end for this side. I'll replace that. And we'll kind of see how that goes. I got an inner and an outer. The outer looks like it's fine, actually. It's the inner that's bent real bad. But I figured I'd just do them both while I'm there. The frame and everything looks fine. Like, I don't see any kind of cracks or bends or anything like that. So I guess we'll see what happens with it. Probably the biggest thing is the rear axle. Interior is nice, clean. I think so. The previous owner, he pulled everything out that was easy to get out before the insurance took it, I guess, which is kind of what I would do, the same thing, because why would you give them more than you need to if they're just going to sell it anyway? So there's no floor mats. There's no, the intake is out. I'm sure he had like a cold air intake on it or something, because this thing's got full weight loss. Which is actually kind of cool, because like there's so much room in here versus my LMM, I feel like. But it everything else looks pretty good though. I'm hoping that this should be a solid truck. So yeah, it's an LT, all leather. It was clean. My dog got in there and trashed it like usual, so I'm gonna end up getting seat covers, I guess, and all that. But other than that, it seems like a clean truck. I think it was previously resprayed or something though, because you can see paint down in here in the door jamb. So I don't know. It might have previously been in another accident. But yeah, who even knows? I also have to figure out the touchscreen on this thing. It's boogered up. I might end up buying a new one. And the axle. So I just unbolted these right now. And I was like, man, I should wait and videotape this stuff so you guys can see kind of what I started with here. So I'm not sure what happened to it. I'm guessing he ran into a ditch or something. And or I don't know, something, I have no idea. But the rear axle got hung up on something and got ripped out. So it got ripped backwards on the passenger side, which in turn kicked the driver's side up, unless he was rear-ended or something. But there's not really much damage to the rear besides this here. So I mean, that's a possibility. But so basically what I'm going to end up having to do, I'm going to try to pull as much of this out as I can. I'll probably end up just buying a bed for it. It's white, luckily, which hopefully I can find like a wrecked work truck. Maybe white's pretty common. I don't really know. But really all I got to do, I just lifted up my skid steer, unbolted this, and now I'll just line these pins up. I got to lift up a little bit more. I'll line the pins up and drop it back on the axle just to get the axle aligned. The rim has a crack in it, and then there's like a bubble or something there in the tire. So I'm actually going to put stock wheels and tires on this thing, just a little bit bigger. And then here's the drive shaft, which isn't bad. Order a new U-joint for it just to be on the safe side. And I was kind of worried because I was thinking that maybe with the drive shaft kicking out, it could have broke the tail housing on the transfer case or something, but it all looks good. Everything underneath looks good from what I can see really quick. I didn't really look at it super hard. And yeah, should be solid. I got new straps for the U-joint at the rear axle. Could get a new heat shield because it's cracked all the way down. They're like $150. I don't know. I guess I'll buy one maybe. I don't really see it being much of an issue to need a heat shield, but yeah. So none of the brake lines look like they got wrecked. There is this, which I'm guessing is some kind of like ABS or something like that for the rear. So I'll just splice that back together, see if that works. Actually splices in right there. So if I splice that back, I should be pretty good. Another reason I bought this was because no airbags blew. My other truck, you get in the airbags, they get kind of expensive, and you got to get them reset and all new sensors, all that crap. I did buy new U-bolts for it. You know, I'm not going to have that much in repairs on this, really. A bed, probably, hopefully I can find a bed for $1,500 or so. And then U-bolts, straps, all that. I think all said and done, I'm in it like $200 with that stuff. Another $200 for a cold air intake. Another $100 or so for floor mats. And then I'll kind of see where I'm at with it. What else needs to be done? Probably get a tip for it, I guess, because it looks like it's got a 5-inch back. Might be a 4-inch downpipe to a 5-inch. This bed size is not terrible, honestly. I think I could probably fold this out, but it looks like it's been damaged previously because there's a bunch of Bondo up in here. So maybe the whole truck was hit before and it was sprayed again. I didn't do a Carfax or whatever on it because I was just like, I wasn't honestly too worried about it. But overall, I think it's a solid buy. And she'll be on the road pretty soon. I just clean everything out. This thing's got 160,000 or 155,000, something like that. Let's see. I started her, it ran, had oil, all that looked good. So StabiliTrak, I'm guessing, is probably where I messed that or where that line's ripped out. And then the reduced power, I'm thinking, is because there's no intake on it. But she starts, runs, probably would drive. Should be sick. I'm excited about it. Thing I gotta figure out is this. Nothing in the center works, but then you click on the outside, anywhere on the outer corners works. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into resetting it somehow. If I could do that. Not really sure, honestly, what you can do with these things. If not, I think if I were to get this fixed, it'd be like $350 if I buy an aftermarket one, which I would probably just do that because they're like $200, and it would get me some probably better functions. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. Like this stuff, well, that doesn't work. It's like the outer edge of the screen works, nothing inside. So I'd imagine there's something wrong with the board that's in there, or whatever it is that they do. They said you can go like this, hit the home and the forward, and it'll reset it, but I haven't had luck with that. The only other thing they said you can do is, I think, hit the, what was it, or hold this one down for like 15 seconds or something. But the other thing I gotta get rid of is the theft deterrent. I don't know what that is. So I gotta figure that out too. That could be why it's in reduced power mode too, because of the theft deterrent thing. But yeah, so it's new to me. Not new. Newest thing I've ever owned now. And I don't know how you can see how many miles it has on it. $160, so 159, which is really nothing for a Duramax. Especially, I don't know, these L5Ps are supposedly great motors, and this is an 18, so it's one of the last years they had the 6-speed Allison, I think. So that's cool with me too, because I heard they're good. I don't know about the 10 speeds. They're probably okay, but I don't know. Pretty excited about it. Guess it's got a little lift on it. I don't know what size tires. 295, so it's like I guess probably a 33 or so. It's got this rough country. I'm guessing it's probably like a 3-inch lift, I would guess. But yeah, I'm gonna change all the oil, filters, fluids, kind of go from there. All right, so you gotta lift it up. I'm not sure what's in there. Looks like metal sheared off or something fell in there, so I'm gonna try to knock that out. We'll get the pins lined up, get the rear lowered. I actually might be lifting this too high because I'm putting some stress on the brake line. So let me get that taken out. All right, we'll try to see if you guys could see it. I don't know. And down here, maybe. Basically, you just have to get that pin lined up. All right, I think I got her now. already got the rear in there. I have to wait for U-bolts. I just did those as good as I could just because I didn't want it to fall out. And I wedged this block in here. It was. So this one's lined up. So it's basically ready to go. I'm gonna splice together this line here, this wire, see if that gets rid of my stability tracking and all that mess. And then that's it really for now. I guess I could probably maybe I'll hook a chain on this, try to pull it out a bit, just so it doesn't look as crazy looking. And I'll do the same with this bumper and kind of see what happens here. I'm still waiting on the parts to come. They should be here this week, and then should be good to go. He has something running. I'm guessing he had, I don't know what it is. It goes all the way to the back, so I think it might have been lights or something in the back. He has some kind of light bar or something like that. There's some kind of stuff on that compressor wheel, but I guess whatever it is, it's not a problem at the moment. So yeah, this side doesn't look terrible. She sits pretty good. I'm gonna weigh my options out on this. I don't know. I kind of want to just I like stock wheels on trucks and maybe like a little bit bigger tires. These are like 34s or something like that they measure out to. Like 34 1150s maybe. But I don't know. They look good on here. I mean, but I do need a wheel. I'm gonna need one whole wheel and one whole tire. So they sit out a little bit too. So I don't know if that's gonna give me problems with the popos. But this one, I'm not sure what's up. If this is gonna end up needing a tire too, because that's probably not normal. It's bulged out like that. I mean, I could get this same wheel I found. It's $200, which isn't a big deal. So if I could, maybe I'll just do that and then because I don't know, like with the offset and all that on these, they're offset a bit, and I don't know if I run a stock offset if it will give me a hard time with the that front end, if it's gonna rub anything. But I guess we'll have to look and see. Yeah, I don't know what else. Not much else to do. I guess I could stick the drive shaft in there and have it ready to go for when the straps come, but I'll honestly probably just drive this into my shop and do that. Be the easiest way, because I could just drive it in four-wheel drive in there. All right, we're back at it. We got our packages. They've come. What all did we get? So these are the U-bolts. We'll pop those on there. You can't even see down here. So the U-bolts in here. And got our cold air intake. Some rough country. I just went with this because it's the cheapest one, but it also had good reviews, so I think it should work fine. You know, I didn't check is if the mass airflow sensor's in there. Should probably have checked that and make sure he didn't cut it. Shoot. I didn't even think about that. He must have took the mass airflow sensor with his his intake, so I need to buy a mass airflow sensor. That's a real bummer. Maybe I could just get one locally. They're probably expensive as hell. And I didn't even think about looking at that before. All right, so we got to do that too. So I'll get ordering one of those. Let's see what we got here though. Let's put this thing together real quick. It should be fairly simple, I'd imagine. The hardest part's going to be this wind, probably. And I can't believe I didn't think about that. That was silly. A lot of insulation instructions. Let's, since it doesn't matter if we get this in yet, I'll put this in after. Let's get the U-bolts in here, the drive shaft, and then that way, I mean, I can still drive this thing around and move it. So let's do that. All right, so I got the U-bolts hanging in there. Now we'll just get the, plate on there, the one that shattered or broke. We'll replace that. And then that should be pretty good. Alright. I'm pretty darn spoiled working on that, under that lift instead of on my back and shoulder. My shoulder is killing me. All right, she's in there. We gotta pull the other one off and then swap them. So we'll do that, and then we can get the yeah, we can get the stuff going. These are the old ones. Look pretty good. Got some good stuff for it though, hardware. All right, I'll try to beat this thing out. I just noticed the one ear is all bent, so I don't know if it'll come out easily or not. I might have to just buy a new. But it's aluminum, so it's soft. Try to get that rounded a little bit again. I mean, as long as it will take it, I'll just stick it in from the other side. All right, I've been at this thing for like 15 minutes or so. It's not budging. Get the air hammer on and everything. I'm gonna just take the cutoff wheel to it and cut it off. I'm gonna probably end up needing a new drive shaft anyway, because it's probably just as much as getting the end welded on. So I'll cut it off. If I can't get this other universal joint in there, then I guess I'll just order a new drive shaft. All right, so let's cut these off. See how that goes. This thing is just whooping my ass. So, just gonna let it soak with some PB Blaster. We'll move on to something else. Probably a tie rod end. Alright, so for this, I think what I'll do is I'll go get the jack. I'll jack it up. Get that tie rod end out. I'll break the tie rod end loose. And jack it up. Get the tire out of there, out of our way. And then we can work from there. Alright. So we'll, I'll just bust this off. We'll get this inner tie rod is kind of wild. It's about 90 degrees. The outer is probably fine, but I'm just gonna replace it anyway, just because. And yeah, we'll see if we can get this. It's not gonna be aligned perfectly. I'm gonna have to take it to my buddy's shop. He can align it, and then we'll be pretty good to go. So let's get this nut busted off. We'll break this loose, and then we should be in good shape. Minus the drive shaft, the rear drive shaft. At least the front. We could drive in 4-wheel drive around the yard at least, just to get it moved. That's still soaking, so hopefully I can beat those loose. If I can, then we'll be in great shape. And it'll be running and driving. And then I just have to get the air intake in and a mass airflow sensor. So I'll probably just run to Napa or Advance for that instead of order online. I don't know, it's all the same junk. Guess I'll lower this on the jack stand just to be safe. break this loose. I'll get a hammer real quick. We'll hit it a few times. Should come off. I think it's free. It's just wedged in here. Maybe get a pry bar and pry it out. Yeah, it's definitely free. It's just wedged in there. I might just take the angle grinder and cut it up here, because that's trash anyway. Well, I guess I missed video on it, but I cut this off. That's supposed to be straight, not 90. So now let's get this inner tie rod off somehow. I gotta see how I do that. I've never done one of those before, so I'll start ripping it. Sure. I don't know if the thread's in or not. Let me look at the new one I bought and see. So yeah, it looks like the thread's in. So I'll just get a big wrench and then it should be pretty good. I guess I didn't really even need this. It's like a universal inner tie rod tool. But looks like that's only if it's smooth. I didn't need to buy this, I guess, so whatever. I've got a few things I might have to return to Rock Auto, and that might be one of them. Might be good to keep. Alright, let's get this undone. In here though. I need a bigger adjustable, I guess. Alright, we'll see how this goes. I don't have a big enough wrench for it. Let's see if it'll break loose. I can't tell if it's spinning or... Alright, went to Advanced Auto and I rented this. Should have done it to start with, but let's see if we can get this to work now. Of course not. Alright, let me get this thing on a camera stand. Alright, I think I videoed it, but it didn't fit the thing from Advanced Auto. So I'm gonna try this one last time. I don't know, I think it's gonna snap my fucking ratchet. I don't know what broke, something broke. It wasn't this, so my ratchet rod broke. Well, that didn't break either. I bet one of the teeth broke in my ratchet. This is something. Alright, I bought an adapter for this to run from the 3/8 to a 1/2 inch. Ended up shearing it off in there, and now I've been beating on this with a hammer, and I gave up for a minute. So I went back and put this on the press, popped these out. They finally came out, and it took a lot of force to get those things out. It's because they're aluminum. I mean, the drive shaft's aluminum, and then the universal joint is not. It's steel, I think. So I forget what that's called, but basically two metals don't interact together well, and they end up seizing together really, really bad. But they're out. Now I'm gonna round this thing out with this, and hopefully get it somewhat round and cleaned up, and then slip the other one in. At least we'll have a drive shaft. The tie rod end, I don't know what to do with. I'm getting frustrated with it. And yeah. What are you working on?
Something cool.
Something cool?
But it's not your business.
Not my business. Alright, don't get too dirty. Alright, good enough for me. Whatever. We'll see if they fit. If they fit, that's good enough. Nice, just rounding off all those bolts. Atta girl. Alright, so we got it in there. I ended up just taking a step bit, cleaning it out. It worked a lot better. That way I get it round again. It's on there, so we'll see how it works. I'm gonna put the grease fitting in, and then put the what's it called, clips in there. Even though this didn't even have clips in it, so I don't know what happened with those. I guess it didn't come with them stock or what, but alright, let's do that, and then we'll stick it in there. Alright, so here's what we're working with. We just take this, it's a 7/16, taking all these bolts out. So we'll work on, I can't really film under here because my thing won't fit, the camera or whatever, so it makes it harder. That's why it's nice when I do this stuff on a lift to show you guys. This one I kind of loosened up so I could do it by hand by the broken strap. There we go. She's almost ready to move under her own power. That damn tie rod, that inner tie rod's got me jacked up. Alright, and then we got this last one. Gosh darn thing's stuck. Alright, it's awkward to film under here. I'm not going to film this, but I slid it up there in the front. Slid in good. Might have to jack the back up, or I'll just put it in neutral probably, and then that way I can rotate the drive shaft to fit in here. And then we got our new straps here. That's it. Got the drill queen out here.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
What? Alright, don't drill that. Stop.
What?
That'll mess it up.
What this? Can I drill this?
Whatever. You can drill the wood.
You
Got a
could
drive
care
shaft in
about
there.
Spencer now.
Alright, drive shaft's in. Last part, tie rod end and intake. Alright, I just wasted another hour today messing with this stupid piece of shit. Broke this thing. It's all busted. I broke a breaker bar. Broke some adapters. Ran in some stuff again from AutoZone this time. That didn't work. So, here's what I did. Just gonna take the whole damn steering arm out. So, I should have just done this. This would have took a few minutes instead of wasting my time. Should have just done this a while ago. Put it in my vise, and I got that 2-foot pipe bar or pipe wrench. Stick that on there, and we should be good to go. Instead of wasting, I probably wasted 2 hours collectively on that at least, maybe more. I don't know if my vise is even gonna hold up. I need to get a new vise. But we'll see how this goes. This thing is just so stuck on there, it's crazy. Let me get I'll get this in the vise. Let's see if we can break it loose. Alright, got the big mamma jamma out here. We'll see if this will work. I don't have a lot of faith in this vise. I don't think it's gonna work, honestly. So yeah, there's that. Might just have to through bolt it. I'll have to drill this hole and through bolt this, and we might get it. Let's see. Alright, so after some rigging and probably just destroying, yeah, I broke it. It finally just broke. Finally came free. Piece of shit. So I'm definitely gonna have to come up with a nicer vise. Vices are so dang expensive too. I can't believe I just broke this doing this. But yep. The big pipe wrench worked. So we're on the greener pastures. So I'll start getting that loose. We'll install the steering arm again, or whatever you call this, and then we can get the tie rod ends, the inners and the outers on, and we'll be back in business, and then we can drive this thing and move it. All right, and well, they put a lot of red Loctite in these, so that's partially it too. And my torch wasn't, I couldn't get it hot enough to get that stuff to be liquid. You know, so that was part of the problem. So I got a lot of it cleaned out. I'll put more red Loctite in there, just like a dab, nothing crazy. And I'll put that inner tie rod in while we're sitting here. Here again. Don't go inside, dude, because look, there's grease on that tire.
I know, I'm going over.
All right, don't step on it. Thanks. Okay, we got it all up back in there. So now gotta get the outer on there. And so what to do when you do this, you measure, or just to get a rough idea of where it needs to be. You just see how many twists it is, which just might not be super accurate because it's obviously messed up. So we'll do I don't need that right now. Thank you, though. We could set that up, though. Let me grab this outer. And I'll measure and see what we need. Ready to tighten up these lug nuts?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we got everything put back together. This side's in, the other side's in. It's close enough, I guess, for the alignment, or at least to get to where it's gonna get aligned. And yeah, that should work. You gonna help too, monkey? So you go like this?
Yeah. Get out of the way.
She's alright. So you gotta get the...
Oh, Bob, keep happy, I know. Yes, boy, yes, happy back wall. One for another one for the world. I don't feel a deep world.
So you get the studs lined up. See that? So now you can sit on there. Now take these. Leave it, please. You can help. Alright, ready? Just get these lined up. Just put these on like that. See? Just start threading them on. You don't want to help?
Are they greasy?
No. Set that down in there.
Like this? This one?
Yep, that way. Twist it to the right.
This one?
Yep. Nice. Good job. Now you can take your impact gun and shoot them all there. You want to do it?
No.
Here. It's not loud. Here, you want to do them? Then you do a star. You just go across, cross, cross. So cross. Then you go around it. That's it. Alright, let's bring it to the other side. Grab this. Got it?
But I don't want to do that.
Get that too. You don't have to. Alright, I'll get the jack. You jack this up. Alright, she's all together. Cool. Well, it's back together. And it's moving on its own. Looks like a pretty decent truck too. I probably will get a bumper for it because it's trashed. But it looks good. Good enough for me. Pretty excited. Now I got to figure out the why it's stuck in like limp mode, and there's something else. I have to check. That's silly, but good enough. Alright, so I got my mass airflow sensor in. So we'll put this intake in. So I don't have the bolts, obviously, for the mass airflow sensor. So I'm going to, I guess, try to get them from the dealer tomorrow. Because they're like a special screw or bolt. But it's easy to install this thing. So you just take the old base out. Pop this guy in there. I really should clean this thing up, but I'm just going to end up power washing this whole engine bay eventually. Let me get my papers. But this is a simple process. So this runs like that, basically. I'm probably gonna have to get another, unless this band clamp, they give you enough. I don't know, we'll see. They probably give you enough. So this is just gonna sit like that and run right down into there. Let me just I'll get it all hooked up, and then that way I don't have a camera that's tall enough to look down in here. Alright, so we got it all on. The fit and finish is not very nice on this thing. It's pretty shitty, to be honest. And it's super cheaply made. Like all the band clamps are garbage. I put my own there because the bolt fell out and it's lost down in there somewhere. On the plus side, they did give me bolts for the mass airflow sensor. So let's start her up. Maybe that will get rid of my codes, take it out of limp mode, and if not, then I guess we got to sort that out. I might try to drive this thing down the street and back, and that's it. See what's up. Oh yeah, I did order new floor mats too, because this had no floor mats in it. So actually we should. Let's at least throw the front one in. These are just off Amazon. They had good reviews. I had WeatherTech in my other ones, and they were nice, but I didn't buy them. And WeatherTech's expensive, and I'm cheap/poor. So, yeah. So that's what we got. We got this. Yatami, whatever. Yatam motor. So let's cut it open and let's pop some of them in there. Look at that sky. It's beautiful. We'll get the floor mats in and we'll take her for a little sunset cruise. She's running good. It says it's still in reduced power mode, so I don't know why. It doesn't feel like it. The alignment's all whacked out, and this windshield's tinted, so it's hard to see when it's dark. But I'm happy with it. It drives straight too. So I looked at it in my driveway and it looked kind of funky. The rear axle looked kind of weird, but I mean, it was driving straight, so hopefully I can get rid of this security thing and the ABS light. I don't know what those are from, so maybe it just has to have like a hard reset. But this windshield is pretty terrible though. Look how much brighter it is out. I was like, man, my headlights aren't working, and sure enough, it was just because of the, look out, Quinny. It was just because the damn windshield is so dark. But I'm happy with it. I'm waiting on a wheel and a tire for the one that I'm guessing it was rear-ended, and then I don't know, we'll go from there, I guess. Pretty stoked. little dark out, but she ran and drove pretty good down the street. Gonna have to get that alignment done, get a new wheel and tire put on there. I'll get them mounted and then bring it back here, put it on. We'll get this bedside off and get the other bed. I didn't show you guys that other bed. I got the passenger side shot, but the driver's side's good, and this passenger side's decent. So I mean, I think I could probably salvage it, bend it back out, and then bondo it. This side is good on the other bed, so I'll just swap the whole thing, and should be good to go. I got to figure out some electric issues and security issues, but besides that, she's a running and driving truck, which is cool. And the thing, the ride's pretty nice. I'd like to get in and just get some like maybe 33-inch all-terrains and stock wheels eventually, but I'll run these until I find them, and then I'll sell these, I guess. Maybe I can do an even swap or something like that, or maybe make a couple bucks selling these, and then get some get some all-terrains that are a bit cheaper and wheels that are cheaper. What do you think? You like it? You like the new truck? You like the new truck? Let me clean this junk up real quick so I can go inside, eat some dinner. And I gotta put this in the back still, and those fit actually pretty nice. I'll show you the front in the daylight, but yeah, it'll do the job. And I think they're like 80 bucks. Where like if I were to get the dang Weather Tech ones, are like probably 300 bucks. So yeah. And then I got this project. I don't know if you guys were following it at all, but it should be, I mean, I should be moving along pretty good with this soon. Got the frame blasted, as you can see, extremely thin and holy. It's like Swiss cheese through here. So I'm gonna pull the tank, the gas tank. I'll probably maybe pull the exhaust. I don't know. I'm gonna weld a plate all inside here, and then plate the top and call it a day. I got a new cross member for this, which is right here, and then this thing will be kind of ready for the beach, at least I think. I gotta deal with the brakes a bit, but that's it. He's so silly. We'll go inside. You excited? You go inside.